Well, hello everyone. My name is Dr. Brian Stork, and I'm a urologist, but I'm also a beekeeper. And so I thought what I would do is get out this afternoon. It's a beautiful fall day here in West Michigan. The colors are outstanding. And this time of year, I just like to come out and take a look at the bees, and it's a really good time of year, actually, to look at the hives. I just harvested some honey a while back. And we had a good amount of honey this year. It tastes really good. It's nice clear honey that lots of people have shown interest in. So anyway, back to the bees. So one of the reasons I like the fall is because the bees tend to be a lot quieter. It's cold, and their metabolic activity is a little bit slower. You can see them working the comb here. Try to get a nice close-up for you. I'll just show you what I'm wearing. Hopefully that came across okay. I'm wearing my bee suit. I have my bee suit on because these girls can be testy sometimes, even when it's cold. And I just wanted to have that suit on just in case. And so anyway, what we have here, this is a hive. These are called hive boxes. This is where the bees live. These areas here are called frames. I'll show you a frame here that we just recently harvested. And so what the bees do is they use the wax that they make to create these cells. And within the cells, the queen will lay eggs. And those eggs will go through a life cycle. Once the bees go through that life cycle, they do different things as they mature. At first they're in the hive nursing other bees, then they have other duties within the hives, and later in life they become foragers. These bees appear to be still within the hive. They don't appear to be foraging bees. Here's some foraging bees coming in on one of my other hives for a landing. And again, it's a little bit cold here. That's a good question. There's different varieties of bees. They're all Apios mellifera's, which is the species of honeybees that we have. But these are an Italian variety that I got a couple years ago. Actually, the hive that you're looking at right now is a swarm hive. This hive was in a tree earlier this year, and we were able to capture it and bring it in. So the different, that was a good question. The different bee varieties, all of these bees have different characteristics, even though they're of the same species. Some are more aggressive than others. Some make more honey than others. These that you're looking at now have had a real nice temperament all summer long, although they tend to swarm more than I would like. And they don't fight each other, and that's a really good question as well. Thank you for asking. They will rob each other. So what you see here, I have a stand with 3 different colonies on it. Actually, only 2 active colonies right now. The other one on the far left there is just a stack of empty boxes. But bees will rob from each other. So they'll rob honey. But I don't see them fighting amongst themselves. So what I thought I'd do is show you, again, they can be a little bit testy, but I thought what I would do is just kind of show you, we'll lift up here, maybe some more of the bees. And this is really a better picture, I think, of what really goes on within the hive. Hopefully I don't have to back up here. They do sting. And there's some things you can do to prevent that. I've been stung multiple times. I've actually had to have allergy shots for one particular sting that I had. But in general, you want to make slow movements. You could see when I slipped there, I had one come at me. The bees like slow movements. They don't like red for whatever reason. It seems like whenever I wear red, they want to come at me. They also don't like the smell of sweat. So if you want to go out for a run and come back and spend time with your bees. I don't personally recommend that, just based on some experiences that I have had. So it's a little bit difficult here for me to hold the phone and kind of show you what I want to show you. I just had a bee swarm my ear there. But you can see they're still working, you know, even though it's kind of a cool day, they're working hard. I'm really happy with the number of bees that I'm seeing in here. So that's all good. See if I can move this just a little bit without getting everybody upset here. Apologize for that. I don't think they would attack you, and I have a bee suit, so you would be welcome to borrow my bee suit. There are Africanized bees, and those behave differently. I think one time, the second year I was beekeeping, they may have sent me some Africanized bees, and they were very, very aggressive. Fortunately, they don't really make it through the winter well here in the northern climates. And in fact, none of the bees right now are making it well in the winter. We're having about 50% losses here in Michigan, sometimes as high as 90%, depending on the year. And that's due in part to a mite called the varroa mite that will feed on these bees, unfortunately. Bees don't have blood, they have something called hemolymph. And the varroa mites will feed on the hemolymph. Hey Jimmy, thank you for joining. For those of you who don't know, Jimmy Vanagan is a much better periscoper than I am. I've enjoyed watching his periscopes. And I really enjoy the interactive nature of periscopes. So, you know, it's one thing for me to just be out here, spend a little bit of time on a Sunday afternoon, enjoying the girls here, but it's another thing to have all of you with me and asking some really good questions. And to answer your question, yes, we don't have a business. I tend to give away all my honey, but this year my son's going to Costa Rica, so he's selling honey for donation. And his email account is jackstork@chartermi.net. It's $10 a bottle. I'm not doing this Periscope to promote his event, but if you wanted to make an order, that's how you would do it. I don't know, does anybody else have any questions? If there are any beekeepers on, I would appreciate it if you just take a look at my girls and tell me how you think they look. I'm not seeing mites on them when I'm looking. We did have a problem with something called the small Asian hive beetle earlier, which was problematic, and I'm still not exactly sure how to treat that. I'm going to lift this up one more time. I think the girls look better underneath here. Hopefully they're still pretty happy. Here you go, Jimmy. This is what it looks like on the inside. And again, they're really active within the hive today, I think because of the temperature. On the outside here, I'll show you again, you know, during the summer you're going to see bees just flying in and out of these hives. And today, because of the cool weather, the fact that really there's no honey flow going on right now, this is kind of all you're seeing. I think the foragers are out just taking a little bit of... I got one on my hand here. So, got one coming in. So I think we're just going to back away from the beehive. And you can hear them coming at me right now. So the best course of action when that happens is to just sort of keep calm and back away. So, and that's exactly what happened. They kind of came at me. They like to come at your face. I just sort of backed away, and everything was okay. Personally, I think they can sense fear, so it's best to show no fear. Well, anyway, I don't know what, I think I've probably told you just about everything I know about bees. I hope you've enjoyed this Periscope. And again, I hope you have a great afternoon. It certainly was fun. Thank you, Judy. They're really very, very calm and docile when you get used to managing them. And when I first started out, I was very scared as well. I'd put duct tape on my shoes. I'd put on all different layers of clothing. But as you can see, I don't have any protection on my face or anything like that. You just, you know, they're called a superorganism. So A superorganism is an organism that's just more than the members, right? So they communicate with pheromones amongst themselves, and when they get frightened, the guard bees will come at you, and I've had that happen here, I think, as you can see, a couple different times. And so I think the quicker you kind of back away and just give them some space, make sure they don't feel threatened, the happier everybody is. So that's all right, Jimmy. I'm in my backyard. I probably have bad internet too, so I'm sorry if it's breaking up. But I hope you enjoyed the show, and have a great rest of the weekend.